शरण प्रभु की आ जा रे। पल पल जीवन जाए रे, कर ले प्रभु का भजन। शरण प्रभु की आ जा रे। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Together we will chant Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, verses 1 to 10.
अथ षोडशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच अभयं सत्त्वसंशुद्धिः ज्ञानयोगव्यवस्थितिः दानं दमश्च यज्ञश्च स्वाध्यायस्तप आजवम् अहिंसा सत्यमक्रोधः त्यागः शान्तिरपैशुनम् दया भूतेष्वलोलुप्त्वम् मार्दवम् ह्रीरचापलम् तेजक्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदम् दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत दम्भो दर्पोऽभिमानश्च क्रोधः पारुष्यमेव च अज्ञानं चाभिजातस्य पार्थसम्पदमासुरीम् दैवी सम्पद्विमोक्षाय निबन्धायासुरीमता मा शुचः सम्पदम् दैवीम् अभिजातोऽसि पाण्डव द्वौ भूतसर्गौ लोकेऽस्मिन् दैव आसुर एव च दैवो विस्तरशः प्रोक्तः आसुरं पार्थ मे शृणु प्रवृत्तिं च निवृत्तिं च जना न विदुरासुराः न शौचं नापि चाचारः न सत्यं तेषु विद्यते असत्यमप्रतिष्ठं ते जगदाहुरनीश्वरम् अपरस्परसम्भूतम् किमन्यत् कामहैतुकम् एतां दृष्टिमवष्टभ्य नष्टात्मानोऽल्पबुद्धयः प्रभवन्त्युग्रकर्माणः क्षयाय जगतो हिताः काममाश्रित्य दुष्पूरम् दम्भमानमदान्विताः मोहाद् गृहीत्वा सद्ग्राहान् प्रवर्तन्ते शुचिव्रताः
If we are doing some of the highest ideas of Vedanta on Saturdays, we are doing some of the most explanatory aspect on Sunday. So here, this is the simplest. I can't imagine Krishna can even explain it any simpler, because beyond a point, you can't come down. See, when you are living in a certain stratosphere, it's very difficult to come down and down and down. How much down can you come? So this must be absolutely the lowest he can probably explain to us. So what did he say? Holding this view. What is the view these people hold? That the world is without reality, without foundation, without Lord. It's born of mutual union caused by lust. What else? It's all a selfish world over here. What these kind of people, they don't know action from inaction. You know what? Which is the choice I should make? You're always faced in life with a choice. And the Asuric somehow tend to choose the wrong one. Take a sattvic intellect to know which one to choose, which career to choose, which partner to choose, which teacher to choose, which doctor to choose. The sattvic seem to understand this. there is neither purity in them nor good conduct. Good conduct means a well-behaved, cultured person. You have good manners when you're speaking to people. Fundamentals, not like some fantastic thing you have to do. Just good manners. How do you speak to elders? How do you speak to your staff? How do you speak? How do you conduct yourself in your daily affairs? The Asura don't seem to get it at all. They're so crass or gross in their behavior, in how they come across. Sometimes a person could be very villainous, but very polished. Sometimes they are villainous and not polished. It's horrible. So there's a certain grace, a certain dignity about just somebody who's well mannered, who's polished, who can speak properly, who, when he gets irritated, doesn't necessarily start shouting, when who can put up with minor inconveniences. What happens when the waiter brings you an order not the way you wanted it? A minor inconvenience. What do? Do you start shouting at him and fighting at him? And say, what the hell? Gently create chaos. What happens if a person just bangs into your car? It scrapes your car a little. What do? How do you conduct yourself? So, at every little thing, we seem to lose our good sense, our good behavior. This is Asuric. Who do you say what to? How do you behave? Good achar. It's good manners. You show you come from a good background. So there is no good conduct, nor truth found in. Like especially with the lower staff, if you call them kaka, mama, and all that, you give them some sort of respect. That's why in our culture we called everybody by this kaka, mama, bhaiya. Like the guy comes to the door, you call him bhaiya. You've never seen him in your life before, and you're never seeing him again, but you call him bhaiya. So it sounds silly, but actually it's only so that you remember that he's a human being after all. And because he's a human being, you owe him something. Because you have benefited out of being a human being. And now if you meet any human being, you have a debt. It is called Manushyarun or Nurun. It's all there on all of us. We're enjoying things, not because we're humans. We're enjoying ACs and computers and smartphones and airplanes and all sorts of things humans have come up with. And we use and enjoy them. So therefore, we have a debt to every single human. When you recognize all these things, your behavior automatically becomes good. Because you have a vision in this. It's not just I call people bhaiya because everybody calls them bhaiya. And then slowly bhaiya becomes a derogatory term. In Mumbai, that definitely has happened. In the ladies here of good families and all, they were referred to by a terminology bai. The word bai meant a lady of standing, like you say, Jai Shri Bai. Jai Shri Bai means, some reputed lady. So when staff come to the house, we call them Bai. Today, Bai has become a derogatory term. It's become like, oh, she's a Bai in the house. Like, like she's a servant of the house. But actually, it's a term of respect. In olden times, Indumati Bai, you would say, or in olden times, they spoke like that. So if you don't know the vision behind all this thing, so all outsiders, I mean, people who didn't know Marathi or the culture or anything, they came, they saw all the stuff was referred to as Bai, and so they started saying Bai, and then Bai eventually became a term for the staff. Just like Bhaiya has become a term but actually Bhaiya means something. So if you look at all Ahilya Bai Holkar, remember how they are called? They were called with respect, like G or something. But now it's it's the whole concept is gone. Na means a servant. You say, "Wo meri bai hai," means she's my servant. So that achar, that right behavior, if your thinking is correct, that I owe a debt to humanity, this is a human, therefore I owe a debt. That is why we have Atithi Devo Bhava. That is why we have the concept of my guest is my God. It is my way of returning my debt to humanity. So Acharya comes actually from right thinking. Think correctly, and therefore you behave correctly. But if you don't think correctly, at least behave correctly. But if you neither think correctly nor behave correctly, then you're an asura. Now, what else to do with you? So, these kind of people, what happens as a consequence of this kind of behavior is they ruin the world. Ahitaha. They are the enemies of the world. Why are the enemies of the world? Just small intellect. Can't see anything, like a dhundi on your eyes, you can't see anything. Therefore, you're ruining everything. For example, a drunken driver. He can't see. So what will he do? Reputed people have driven over people sleeping on the footpath. These in souls whose of small intellect can do amazing ruin in this world. Imagine that. Think of Othello. What a pure, beautiful woman Desdemona was. But Iago wanted to be the captain of the army. For that stupid thing, he was willing to wreck her reputation to the point where she's dead, Othello is dead, everybody is dead, Rodrigo is dead, a whole lot of them are dead. Small intellect. You see so little. You see, I want to be captain. Now what? So what? Anyone? Let me just spoil Desdemona's name. So easy. So easy to break down somebody's reputation. Or what does it take? In today's world, just imagine you take the most pure, the most nice person, and you just make a negative post on some social media. Finish. That person is finished. Whatever that person may have done or not done. Because the rest of the world will say, कुछ तो होना चाहिए नहीं तो क्यों बोलेगा? So these small people with small intellect, they come forth as enemies of. It's a very strong language, but actually I understand the mechanism that's taking place. The person is able to see very little, like a child. What does the child see? He says, "Oh, nice, a balcony. Oh, nice parapet wall. Let me climb up and see what all I can see from there." Well, fall down 22 stories. Very small intellect, and therefore come forth ahita, the enemies of the world. So, to gain knowledge is no doubt difficult. To have the intellect to apply that knowledge is, is a great thing. What do you meet? What do you do when you meet such people? What can you do? You only watch. You watch the madhouse. What else can you do? Can you jump in and start doing something? You can't. There's nothing. You cannot convince them. You cannot tell them. You'll see people in your own house like that. It's so oblivious to consequences of what is going on. So oblivious. What can you do? Can you go and convince them? No. When you tell people come study Vedanta, it means study the facts of life. Nobody is telling you to subscribe to any philosophy, but at least facts you must know. What are the facts of life? So, holding this view, the ruined souls of small intellect, of fierce deeds. When you stand back, you realize, no? Small intellect, fierce deeds. Come forth as enemies for the destruction of the world. verse 10.
Janki ji.
Yeah.
Janki ji, last time we discussed when faith to be your knowledge is a dangerous thing, right?
Hmm?
Faith to be your knowledge, then
Okay.
it is a dangerous thing. But
Mhm.
suppose somebody having this somebody is in this state, he is aware that he is aware, or only his action will uh, display his nature or whatever.
Both. I mean, those people who believe their faith to be their knowledge are the fanatics. Now, they will not identify themselves to be fanatical.
So
Those
action will show. Their action will show their believing, right?
action will show, speech will show, everything will show to the
In any
person
action,
who
any
can
action.
see. Will show to a person who can see. Others like him will say, "Oh, what a nice person." Depends. I mean, will show what? Will show to whom? Will show to a person who can see it. It could be anything. People are fanatical about health, about wealth, about discipline. Oh, nothing can break my discipline. I think you've got a higher cause to look at. No, my discipline is important. So, how, who is to know? Who is to identify? There was one
Only
boy.
knowledgeable person can identify.
Yeah.
Both are at same level, then it's very difficult.
Now, whoever's intellect is working will identify. There was a boy in the academy. He shaved off his head and he was perfect in the discipline. That's a 3-year course, right? So he was very perfect. He wouldn't speak to anybody. He wouldn't greet anybody. He was just discipline, discipline, discipline. The Swamiji had told us that what matters over here is you follow the schedule. So he took that, and 4 o'clock every day he was up. And he followed meticulously to the time every single thing that he had to do in the schedule. He wouldn't speak to anyone. He wouldn't say, the rest of us will hang out in the dining hall and chat with people and, generally do waste of time. No waste of time with him. He was following the schedule. And everybody would think, oh my God, look at him. He's a real sadhak. So this, he couldn't even finish his 3-year course. He left in 1.5 years. See, this doesn't work, all this methods. This is Swamiji was told, and is please do. Now, Swamiji was very particular. We follow the schedule. He would fire us if we didn't follow the schedule. But the thing is, when he knew that this boy, he should say no so good. So I remember the expression. He just did, I just smiled. So this is all nonsense. You think you're doing great, but actually you're doing nonsense activity. And you won't last. You cannot last. Because it is false. It is like I don't know what. It is like trapping yourself. He couldn't survive, couldn't finish. The rest of us who had a more casual attitude, I mean, casual, of course, they were dedicated, but not fanatical like that. They are the ones who are still around. Those boys, where are they? I know a couple of guys actually. A particular, I'll not talk to anybody. Oh, no, 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 no. You're gone off. And you think, and now, can you imagine telling this person you're doing something nonsensical? He says, Swamiji told you to follow the schedule. Yes. Am I following the schedule? Yes. Then you are talking nonsense. Kya bole? I mean, nobody went and told him that, but they're not available. If you're not available for knowledge, who can give it to you? So, fanatical is a very, very difficult thing because you see, the big fanatical is tamasic. And to identify tamas in ourselves is very difficult. So, Swamiji used to, firstly, he was so particular that we follow the schedule. He would fire you if you didn't. But he also said that punctuality, we will know our punctuality in this place because you know how punctual he is. 1 minute here and there never happens. So he said, our punctuality will be known when if a person comes late, everybody understands that there must have been a good reason. So the rule is best known in its breaking. Now all this, now you have to actually be with the guru to learn it, and and want to listen to everything he's saying, not just the parts which suit you. Most people listen to only the parts that suit them.
Janki, what did you say about punctuality? It is known only when?
He said, we will, our punctual, Swamiji said, I'm only quoting him, he had told us that our punctuality will be known when, if anyone over here comes late, and we know that there has to have been some, like, nobody says a word to that person ever, even when they're late. Because you know fully well that if that person was late, there was a very good reason. Like, I told you, so often that the story about fast, he had kept a fast because we were a bunch of undisciplined people. He kept a fast for us one evening, one Friday evening, and also rest for the staff and all that. So one Friday evening, no food for us. Nobody, everybody had to fast. He also, everybody fasted. So then he got to know that some naughty children were going to the village shop, buying vada pav and biscuit and all, and having on Fridays. And remember, they're all youngsters. If you're young, you're very, very hungry. Obviously, you're told not to eat and all, and it's too much. So once one or two people got together, bought, and then somebody else bought, and then slowly all these people who were getting their food and all, they all met each other at that store because there's only one store. Then slowly this became a party because everybody was going out. Like, you were not allowed to go out of the campus, but they were going. They were like, with something, going, getting their vada pavs and their biscuit. And then eventually it was like really growing. They got themselves a kettle, and then they bought chocolate milk. And they just grew. Finally, they were having a party. So this was going on, and very quietly it was going on. Then one Friday evening, these guys had all got together. Boys. The boys are always up to all this class, so they had all got together, and they were having their party quietly in the boys' hostel. And then Swamiji walked in, and everybody was terrified because Friday evening, like a spread they had. So he said, vada pav. And then he also had vada pav over there, So it is like, I don't know, what is the difference between a person who is capable of discipline and is capable of knowing when it's okay to break this discipline? He joined them and he had. But after that, this party stopped. He knows, he was a master psychologist, I must say. All nonsense in the class stopped, But that day, he actually had it with him. He sat there and he had, and everybody cannot have because now, like, it is too much. This has gone a bit out of hand. So, like how he has dealt with these various situations. I don't know, what would you do? Suppose you set up an ashram and then people were breaking all the rules with like impunity. They made a party out of it. What would you do? We go there and fire them? And then once you do that, what happens? The moment you tell people you can't do something, the mind is more excited to do it. They will find better and better ways of hiding and doing it. Because smart kids, I mean, if you're doing Vedanta, you have to be a little on the smarter side, right? They're smart kids. They know how to deal with. If you want to be naughty, you know how to be naughty. He wouldn't have solved the problem. He solved the problem by going there and having participating in that party. which obviously was extremely embarrassing to everybody. No? Even he also sat down, all are having a party, I'll also have. So very, very, very interesting way of knowing the difference between being disciplined and being frantic. Genuinely, if you feel starving, please eat. I mean, don't make a rule of it, but it's okay. You break a fast once in a while. The world is not coming to an end. So how do you know, how do you actually know this art of, being extremely disciplined, but not frantic? Being extremely charitable, but not stupid. Being extremely discriminate, but being loving. How do you know this? What can you do? I mean, they say we are very boring. We say build an intellect, but now I don't know what other answer there is. To know something, your intellect has to go. Otherwise, you're going to go this way, this way, this way, all over the place.
Okay, thank you.
Didn't Swamiji say anything to him? To the disciplined boy, I'm assuming, since you're
Yes. Yes.
singular. No, he didn't. No sensible person says anything to a person who is not open to listen. What is the point of saying? That is why when your teacher fires you, it's a time to be grateful, because the teacher doesn't usually do that to a person who is not going to listen.
But he heard Swamiji's instructions of being disciplined. I mean, he took it up completely. So, but Swamiji's instructions now to take it easy, he would not be open to, is it?
Yeah, he's not listening to the full knowledge, no? Everybody does that. Immature people, I mean small intellect, will pick one thing and run with it. You look around you, they pick any one thing, something, one side or the other side, and run with it. But what happened to everything else? That is why you remember we've studied it before. I think you all have all studied it. Have you studied the concept of sense of values and sense of proportion?
Yes, yes.
Yes, you have. Does anybody, you all know sense of values and sense of proportion?
In BT or where?
No, I mean, wherever, the concept you should know.
Yeah, we learn.
Learned it, remember? Can you explain it?
Suppose you are sick and you are given medicine. Some doses are there. That is sense of value. If you are taking in over size, then it's problem.
What? Say that again. Even I didn't get what you said.
Suppose somebody is sick and he has given some medicine. Doctor has given some medicine in particular dose. That is sense of value. But if you are taking more than what is prescribed, then it is problematic. Sense of proportion, sense of value.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So first definition, then illustration. So what is sense of values? Sense of values means the values you hold, what you find important in life. Like let's say discipline, charity, studies, whatever you find important in life. So your sense of values tells you what according to you is important. Your sense of proportion tells you what you have to do now. Okay, the most common example we've often used for that is, let us say that here's a person who fasts every Monday. And this person happens to be in a city where an old aunt is, and goes to meet that elderly aunt who's 97 years old. And that 97-year-old aunt has made a laddu soaked in ghee, specially for this person. And it is a Monday. He doesn't eat laddus, he doesn't eat ghee, and he doesn't eat on Mondays. Right? His sense of value says, oh, sugar is bad. Too much oil is bad, too much ghee is bad, whatever. Monday is a fast. This is all a sense of values. Now, here is this 97-year-old woman who has waited for him and, in all her enthusiasm, made these laddus for him. Should this person eat it or not? Sense of value says, I don't eat sugar, I don't eat ghee, I don't eat on Mondays. Sense of proportion says, this is a 97-year-old lady. I haven't seen her for 20 years. I'm never going to see her again. Today, I have to break that rule. That is sense of proportion. So sense of values is whatever you find important. Sense of proportion is, what are you going to do about it now? How are you going to apply that? So when you have very strong values without a sense of proportion, you become a fanatical person. When you have a sense of proportion without a sense of values, you become an indulgent person. Right? So, no, when a person is not available, Bharat, to listen, what is there to say? It's a waste of your breath. And the more you say, the less he'll become available. So what you do is you say nothing and wait till that person becomes available. And this great lesson was taught to us by
Krishna, chapter 1.
very good, excellent. Was taught to us by the Lord himself. Who told us? Who never spoke? Whole first chapter, imagine, we say Bhagavad Gita is 18 chapters. Actually, that's false, right? Because first chapter, what has Krishna said? He has said nothing. Only our friend Arjuna is carrying on and on. Why are we calling it 18 chapters? Because 17 chapters. One chapter he wasted. And then not even a clear question. Did he ask any clear question? There was no clear question. There was nothing. He was advising Krishna what is to be done. That was his delusion. That's why it's called Vishada Yoga. He's telling Krishna, oh, we should do this, we should do that, we should do this. You're all wrong, we are all wrong. All this will happen if we do this. Krishna says, nothing. Nothing, not a word. So did Krishna, did Swamiji say anything to him? No. He merely smiled. What else will he do? He didn't smile at him, he smiled at those who were saying that he's doing so well.
Yes, thank you.
Jai Shri. Is discipline then to remember the goal in action activities? Yes, discipline means correct, very good. Discipline is discipline only when you remember what you're doing the discipline for. Otherwise, it's merely routine and mechanical activity. I am doing something. Let's say I'm trying to build my health. Right? So to build my health, I eat properly and I do my exercise. I must know for what do I want my health. I want my health so that I can work till the last day of my life, working for my cause, whatever cause I have put for myself. Now, suppose I eat such food that, suppose I forget that my exercise is meant for my being able to do my work for my cause. If I forget this, then now I'm busy doing my exercise so that I look better and my waist is slimmer or my muscles are bigger or I don't know what. Is my cause being served by the exercise I do? So therefore, when your sights are correct, you will take the right decisions. So there's suppose Atma exercise time one day, there is a better way of serving my cause, of course I will do that. Because my idea was to serve the cause. The body is to be preserved for what? For Vedanta. Otherwise, what am I preserving it for? And how much am I going to preserve it? Am I going to become a mummy? Preserve, preserve, preserve. What are you preserving it for? So, correct, Jayashree. The discipline is discipline when you remember what you're doing it for. That vision behind the activity.
बाद में कैरो भेजना पड़ेगा,
Huh?
बाद में कैरो को भेजना पड़ेगा.
Yes, कैरो भेज देंगे. Or we start one mummification here only. It's silly, no? That I preserve my body. How much are you going to preserve your body? एक ना एक दिन तो छोड़ना ही है इसको. As if we've got a permanent license here. We have a maybe 99-year lease on it. When the lease is over, we have to give it up. Some of us have a shorter lease. Some of us have a longer lease. उतना ही difference है. But it's not ours. So Deep Raj has given the book in which this is there. But anyway, we discuss this concept in class quite often.
So, which also I think
First time hearing for me.
Oh, is it? Then how did you know it's in this book?
Because I searched up.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, Jayashree.
was going through my old notes, and I think about preservation. Knowledge is preserved in karma. I think that's what I think is one of the classes was highlighted. Also, I think preservation, when we talk about body, we also talk about thoughts. We preserve the thoughts also, I think. That's how we become closed. Maybe that is also one element.
We become close because we are preserving thoughts.
Thoughts also we preserve.
No, so we're attached to a certain concept. I'm just putting it back in Vedantic language. When that means your intellect is no longer applying discrimination to those thoughts. So they become routine, mechanical. So what you're calling preservation is nothing but attachment. That means you've lost your discrimination with reference to those thoughts. Could happen even like, with knowledge, some people. I want to study this book, that book. I want to read Yoga Vashishta. I want to read Bible. I want to read things. I mean, what are you doing it for? You read any one book and understand it. No. That book also I'm interested. That book also I'm interested. So you've forgotten what you're doing it for. So discrimination has failed.
Thank you.
Okay. So verse 11.
Oh, verse 10, no, Jagdish?
Yes, sorry, verse 10. Kamamashritya dushpuram dambhamanamadanvitaha mohat gruhitvat sadgrahan prabhavante suchivrataha kamamashritya dushpuram dambhamanamadanvitaha mohat gruhitvat sadgrahan pravartante shuchivrataha. So now he's explaining what has happened here. Why are they behaving like that? So one way of looking at it is that you have a small intellect. The same thing put in another way is kamamashritya dushpuram. Dushpuram means dukkhena puram, means impossible to fulfill. In kamam ashritya, what should we be? What is the opposite of kamam ashritya?
Sorry, could you translate in English?
Oh, kamam means desire, ashritya dependent. So what should we be dependent on?
The ideal or self.
Very good. The ideal, the self, the goal. It should be golam ashritya. But we are not golam ashritya, we are kamam ashritya. We are completely dependent, by dependent, that is our world. That is it. What I want is my world. Even with my own spouse, I may not be able to stretch that a little bit. Okay, I want this, but my spouse wants that. At least identify it, no? My desire is X, my spouse's desire is Y. At least identify. No, my desire is king. What I want is right. And it's the correct thing to do. And anybody who disagrees with this is just an idiot. To be able to put yourself at par. You have a desire, they have a desire. Why can't I put it on par? And if my desire is important to me, their desire is important to them. It's the same thing. Take a step back, look. As much as you believe in how justified your desire is, that much that person believes their desire is justified. Take a step back. Apply your intellect. Otherwise, it is kamam ashritya dushpuram. Dushpuram kamam ashraya. Having become ashrit on dushpuram kamam. Unending dushpuram. Dukhena purnam. This is impossible to fulfill this. Dambam. Arrogance. Mana. Pride. Dambaha. Dambaha is what it is like. You will have so much arrogance that you're willing to lie for it. I mean, lie for it in the sense pretending to be way better than you really are. So, dambam, manam, mada, anvitaha. So, you don't understand the first one, then the other three are merely an explanation of the first one. Kamam ashritya. We got this much. What is opposite of kamam ashritya?
Golam ashritya.
Golam. I mean, if you say it in Sanskrit, that sounds funny, but yes, you're right. Golam ashritya or buddham ashritya. Right? So when you say that your goal, your vision, your purpose, you have to be entirely focused on that. But when you lose that, you become focused on these unending desires, to which most of us will say, I don't have unending desires. I have a desire for X. Whatever. I want to get married. I want to make money. I want to get a promotion. I have a desire for X. I don't have unending desires. This is a big thing for us to understand, that every desire is unending. If a boy says, I want to get married, is that it? He wants to get married to a girl who is compatible with him. Correct? He wants to get married to a girl who is very compatible with him, very sweet and nice to him. And he needs a house for them to live in. Then the house needs furniture. Then the furniture has bills, right? Where you have a kitchen, then you'll have piped gas or cylinder gas. Then you have to pay those bills. Every desire is a desire for the infinite. There's a children's song that tells you that. What was that song we used to sing as a child? Old MacDonald. Remember Old MacDonald? We all sang it. Now, what is it teaching us? Old MacDonald had a farm. In the farm, he had a wife. Now, the wife wants a... What is it? I forgot. Bhavna, you remember Old MacDonald? No, we didn't sing it. Old MacDonald. No, Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And that farm, he had a... something. And that thing goes on and on and on and on and on and on. There's no end to it. All he wants is a farm. Now in that farm, how many things? Then the rat wants the cat wants a rat. The rat wants a cheese. Like everything. So all this he has to get right now. every desire oh my God, where did you, what is this now? Whole song you said. E-I-E-I-O. But then what is it? We should sing this. We should teach our Anganwadi children this. Old MacDonald had a farm. Yeah. He had some cows. And then, so there's another one, right? Then the farmer wants a wife wants a dog, a dog wants a cat. What was that song? There was some song like that, right? What was that? What happened to all of yours?
The farmers in the den.
The farmers in the den, okay, something. We used to sing it as a child, all of this. Song, yes, okay, the farmer. Sing Surekha for us, farmers in the den.
No way.
Surekha, you're a grandmother now. You know all these songs backwards and forwards.
Janki ji, the story, was sage was there and he was fed up with cat. So somebody told him, bring cow. He like that going on, ultimately got married.
Yes.
This is the story.
Yes, correct. So every desire holds in itself the infinite. When will we get that? Kamam ashritya dushpuram. Very difficult. Puram, you understand, full. Dushpuram. Dukhena puram, with great difficulty. Because there's no end to this thing. It's going on and on and on and on and on. There's no end to it. Okay? And if this concept is difficult, then how is it manifesting? Now you want something. Let's say you want money. Right? Now to be in money means what? I have to have all my friends also having money. Then I have to compete with my friends and show I have more money. Even in the religious things, how much competition? कि आप क्या प्रसाद ले आ रहे हैं? हम तो 56 भोग करते हैं. अरे what is the competition in prasad for the Lord? हमने तो सोने की बांसुरी दे दी. Something or the other. So, dambha, mana, mada. Anvita, overpowered. The intellect is gone. See what all is coming into the picture. Mohat gruhitva asadgrahan. Out of this moha, gruhitva means having caught asadgrahan, evil ideas. See, from kamam, for it to reach wickedness is just a short step. If you really, really want something, what will you do for it? What are you capable of doing for it? As that desire becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, your behavior gets worse and worse and worse until you're in jail eventually. So you get angry or you get greedy or you get arrogant or something. And okay, you had one desire and you set your whole life behind it and you tried to get it. Is there an end to it? No, you just get another one the moment this is done. This is a madman's game. When will we get it? And the only way out is to develop an intellect. You're not trying to deny your desires, but unless you're able to direct them to a positive aim or goal or a higher ideal, this will just kill you, all these desires. Which is what it does kill us. Pravartante asuchi vrata. Just the opposite of what the divine have to do. Pravartante means work, move, act. Asuchi vrata. The vrat is asuchi. Suchi, you understand, pure, clean. Asuchi. Is non. When you put in Sanskrit, it converts it. It's like saying non. So, asuchi vrata. their vrat, their promise, their resolve, their dedication is a Suchi. Can you believe it? I mean, like, where will you go with this kind of thing? How many it's in silly ways it works. Like, oh, nothing works without paying a bribe. No, that's not true. There may be things that don't work without paying a bribe, but it's not true that nothing works without paying a bribe. Oh, in today's world, you have to be selfish. You have to knock somebody down to go up in life. No, it is possible that if you knock somebody down, you will go up in life. It is possible. But you will only go up in a way that you will hate being up there. The much better way is to go up with cooperative endeavor, collaboration, working together, go upwards. Everybody should go up, not just me. Why just me? Why am I so special? So, you could see how high achievers function. There was one student of Swamiji, his name was Maker Stewart. At that time, he was the 8th richest man in the world. But he wanted to get a certain letter from some government official or something. I don't remember the whole story, but I remember this. Maker Stewart, 8th richest man in the world, required something from some official. He sat outside that fellow's office for 5 hours. He himself sat there. People get things because they are dedicated to getting them. High achievers in the world, what is the difference between a high achiever and us? Yes, they get it because they work for it. That's it. Everybody else is waiting for good luck, for patron, for I don't know what audience waiting for good something or the other. When this happens, that will happen. No, when you work, it will happen. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being the 8th richest person in the world and sitting outside a government office for 5 hours? What amount of killing of your ego you will require to do that? That's how they achieve it. There are people who are called for a job interview. They don't wait long enough and so don't get it. Shipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja, not Shipram bhavati. Shipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. From action. You have to keep on with your action. Just keep on with it. Okay, otherwise, imagine now, in June, I hope you all know in June we'll probably start the first course. Now we are coming to the end of phase 1 where we can do this. Don't you think that's a miracle? It's just because some people went on doing it. From purchase of the plot, people are saying, how is this possible? How is this possible? It's never going to be possible. Some people told us, I respect you, but I won't give for this cause because I don't think it'll ever come up. It's too big. It is true, it's too big. But day after day, just do your work. And slowly it's there. Just day after day, put one foot forward. That's all you're required to do. And then you are wherever it is you decided to be. I mean, it's just a baby step at the moment. We have a long journey ahead. But nobody thought we'll come to this point. So we should all pat ourselves on the back. Everybody who could contribute, whatever they they did. And whatever they've contributed, look where it's come to. Each one has done whatever they could, right? And look where we are. There's something. I mean, there's something there now. And we began with what? 11,000 rupees. It was high tension at that time. 11,000 rupees and setting out to buy 25 acres of land. So, this concepts that, remember where we are, the concepts people have. Okay, oh, it's Sivani Hota. Do we have a single like big patron? Did we have any? Nothing. What have we had? It's all our small people getting together and just doing a bit. Our young Bhavna also. She raised funds. So sweet. Because she believes in the cause. So she goes around asking people, Bhiksham Dehi. And she's raised funds. Each one is put into the Yagna Kund, whatever they could. She doesn't have some big contacts and anything of her own thing. Nobody even told, of her own. Amazing. Like that, each one does. We are all monkeys in Sri Ram's army. Individually, we may be nothing, but because we're doing the Lord's work, the bridge will be formed. So, people with wrong thinking, oh no, you can't do anything in today's world, this is that, so much thinking they have. That is called working a Suchiv Vrata. Work for the cause. And miracles will take place. Yes, Bharat?
So an achiever would also need that insatiable desire, but his movement is directed by the intellect. I mean, that's the difference, right?
He's not dependent on that insatiable desire. He's not ashritya. It's kamam ashritya. Not dependent on that. In fact, as he becomes more and more sattvic, the desire becomes less and less, and dedication becomes more and more.
But in that case of that eighth richest person, I mean, wasn't he looking forward to the goal? So desire was there, right? So how
No,
do we
that's
understand this?
the example of the young boy who wanted a job. He went there, the manager wasn't there, he left. So what's it? We are not willing to subjugate our ego to our goal. That is important, no? If you're not willing for the subjugation, I'm so great, then okay, be great. Stay in your house and be great. If you want to achieve, you have to subjugate everything to that. So I think Dhirubhai Ambani made this statement. I will touch the feet of any bureaucrat. That's how they do it. They are not willing to subjugate their goal or their ideal to anything or anything in their personality. And that willingness, that is why most people who reach a high level in things, they become very philosophical. You will notice high achievers usually have very intelligent things to say.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that's it for today. Now I have to tell you what is happening on the plot. All the 6 cabins are not 6 cabins, 5 cabins are up, 6 cabins foundation, cottage foundation is up. So by next week, hopefully, all of them will be up. And now painting has started, furniture has started. How much will be finished by 23rd, I don't know. But we are on track. And then we have all these purchases to do. Anyone who can help with purchases, please help. There are hundreds of things to be purchased. So what we have to do is compare quotes and all that. So anyone who can help, because after like we make a bed, then you have to buy a mattress, then you have to buy a whatever sheet, and then pillows and pillow covers and razais or dari or something. Then you have to buy soap and whatever, like it's like setting up a full house, right? So can anyone help? Anyone volunteers to help with purchases? If you do, then you please speak to Jayashree. And of course, you all know funding is always a situation, is always a thing. And thank you, of course, to all those who have funded so that we have come to this path. Narendra Singh Negi, who was our last big donation. Before that, there was Sahu and Anita Menon. I mean, and everybody, whoever has been doing whatever they've been doing. Of course, Bhavna, who's so sweet and is working and calling up people and telling them to donate. There's so many things going on over here. Jayashree is holding all of these various strings together somehow. She is our head puppeteer. She is holding all the strings together, trying to make everything all by 23rd. At least whatever we can do max by 23rd, we'll do. 1,200 trees have been planted. We're thinking of, that we have the whole forest, right? We should make the forest into a bird sanctuary. What do you think of that? So all the birds can come and, I don't know, partake of the. So anybody knows how does something become a bird sanctuary? I don't know. But we never know anything when we start. So we can do many things. We can be of benefit to not only humans, but to all the other creatures around us. Give everybody a sanctuary, a good place. So you have any ideas, tell us. And of course, Mahesh is in charge of the upcoming PG diploma course. So anyone who wants to take part in it in any way, either as a student or an administrator, please reach out to him. And what else? Do we have any pictures to show today? No pictures for today? Okay. So maybe next week we'll see, or maybe 23rd, you all will come yourself and see. Please do come. Okay, so that's it for today.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Janki.
Hari Om,
Janki.
Nandini.
Janki ji, Hari Om.
Thank you. Hari Om Janki ji.